Hello friend. WWF and other organizations send a report to the UN on deforestation in Brazil. 30 March, five Brazilian civil society organizations anti-culation of indigenous peoples of Brazil, Connectas Human Rights Socio-Environmental Institute, the Climate Observatory Laboratory, and WWF Brazil filed today a report to the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights on the status of non-compliance with commitments on reducing deforestation in the Amazon. The action, which takes place on the same day as the Green Trial of the Federal Supreme Court, addresses issues that will be on STF's agenda, such as the stoppage and abandonment of the action plan for the prevention and control of deforestation in the legal Amazon and the emptying of the Amazon fund. The report also addresses the impact of bills aimed at regularizing land grabbing in the Amazon as one of the foresters driving deforestation. The work also includes specific recommendations for the building of a consistent public policy to reduce deforestation rates. The choice of the UN High Commissioner is due to the fact that in 2022, the fourth cycle of Universal Periodic Review UPR in Portuguese of Brazil will being in the UN Human Rights Council held every 4.5 years. This soft law mechanism aims to generate diplomatic and political pressure to favor the implementation of human rights at the national level. Member state access Member states assess the status of implementation of human rights in the country under review and make recommendations on concrete measures that should be taken. Assessments are based on a cycle log in current cycles. Countries being evaluated are held accountable for implementing recommendations adopted in previous cycles. In November, the country will be evaluated by the other UN member states and will be held accountable for all its international commitments, especially on the recommendations voluntarily adopted in the third circle of the UPR of Brazil 2017, which includes to continue its efforts to implement the national climate policy to reduce deforestation in the Amazon in 2023. Brazil will need to comment on the recommendations received from member states in the fourth cycle information whether il, whether it will adopt or reject them in a public and televised session on the UN Human Rights Council. The organization's proposals come in the context of environmental dismantling, in which accounts that were successfully developed have been periodized. For example, the Amazon Fund, which for many years was the main source of funding actions aimed at preserving the forest, is currently periodized without approval of any new project since January 2019, even with almost BRL 3 billion available. Given this scenario of environmental dismantling, the proposals are well targeted, especially with regard to deforestation and recommends refusing legislative changes such as Bill 191, which weaken environmental protection, do not promote legislative changes that facilitate or encourage deforestation, especially in the Amazon and Cerrado, Cerrado, and do not reduce the limits for indigenous territories that have already been demarcated are some of the recommendations present in the document.